All right. There we go. Welcome to the Hip Hop
Sure.
Hustle podcast. We're back. It's episode 200 episodes of the show. And I'm with a legend of hip hop, someone that I've been listening to for a long time, someone who would be really recognizable, I think, man. Like you are one of the people who made it to the mainstream before people really made
Yeah,
it to the mainstream. It's the
yeah,
one,
before,
the
yeah.
only.
I was
It's
still around. It was like, how is he doing this? How the hell is he doing this? You know
it's
what I mean?
Saigon has come through. Obviously, for the teenage boy in me that listened, I recognize you obviously from Entourage, and then, but man, you've got such a great legacy in hip hop. You've worked with some incredible artists, DJ K Slay, rest in peace, Jada Kiss, Mark Ronson, Ninth Wonder, Static Selector. The list goes on and on, man. But it's an
Yeah.
absolute pleasure to have you on the show.
Just Blaze, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
Blaze,
Yeah,
just
Just Blaze
Blaze.
was my guy, a lot of people, man. Just Blaze, Pete Rock, me and Pete Rock. I worked with Alchemist. I was working with Alchemist early on. Alchemist did Say Yes, like we can go back. Alchemist did Stocking Cap. So before this Alchemist wave, it was only me and Mobb Deep that worked with Alchemist. It might have been. It was like It was Mobb Deep, and he probably gave a beat to like Aguilar. The Crookie Monster or some shit. I'm taking you back. It's some hip hop shit. But yeah, man, a lot of I've been blessed in this game to work with some of the best producers like ever, and some of the best artists ever, and just from where I come from and how I grew up, it was like a dream come true.
Well,
You know
how
what
do
I mean?
you view that? Like your legacy now in hip hop is
Oh man.
undeniable.
Yeah, you know what? I look at it like a lot is I'm that hidden gem, like under the radar, the guy that went under the radar, because I see a lot of guys get, more popularity. And it's because of the way my deal was structured in Atlantic Records. Because being signed to a major label, man, if y'all not on the same accord, and they kept me for so long, they kept me because I was able to keep my name relevant. So they didn't want somebody else to sign me, but they didn't want to put out the music that I wanted to put out. They wanted to go in a different direction with my whole brand and my whole. They only cared about money. They only cared about money. And I'm gonna say this: I'm one of them people. Like 95% of the people I meet are like, can't believe that I'm not money driven. Like money's is cool. Like I need food, clothing, and shelter, but I'm not motivated by money. And you'd be surprised how many people look at you and can't believe that. Like, no way. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I'm not in it for that. I'm in it for something else, and they can't believe it. Like, what about the money though? I'm like, well, that part is cool. We get the money. If we make some hot shit, the money's gonna come. But there's so many people that's just motivated and they would do certain things for money that I'm just not willing to do. I've never been willing to do them. And in this game now that we're all seeing it unfold now, with a lot of shit with Diddy and a lot of like, I wasn't at the party. I wasn't at the party. You was at the party, you motherfucker. Yes, you was, nigga. And you stayed to the after party. You was at the Diddy after party. You wanted to be in the light, man. You wanted to shine. Yeah, that shit costs, man. It costs your integrity. And I wasn't with it, bro.
Well, how do you feel about that happening and all that coming out now? Like, how
Well,
does
when you've been in the game, you've been knew it, and then when you talk about it, people call you a hater. So a lot of time for years, I was like, "Yo, man, I'm doper than a lot of these motherfuckers, but they're not going to even let me in." I didn't even get a chance. I'd never put out a one. I put out one song on Atlantic Records called "Pain in My Life," and they didn't even want to with Trey Songz, which is an amazing song. They didn't even want me to do that. They wanted me and him to make some shake your booty shit, like some titty ass club, like. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. He's like, no, but this is Trey Songz. This is what he does. Like, we'll give you the song. They was giving me songs already made. Like, it's a hit. All you got to do is just add verse. Like the hooks there, the beats there, like, and we'll get behind it. And I'm like, I don't like that. So that's what I mean when people were like, they couldn't believe I wasn't motivated by money, but they was like, this is what's gonna make the money. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. I want to do this. So they be like, what? And they'll say like, huh? We never hear that. Like, well, as soon as we say money, motherfuckers jump in line. I'm like, I don't, but that's not me. And
why do you think that is? Why do you think
it
like
was because how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? That's how I grew up. And I grew up around I grew up in institutions, right, where the richest guy in the world and the poorest guy in the world is on the same level when you're in prison, bro. It's who you are as a man. That's your money. That makes you value. That gives you your value. It ain't what you got and everybody around you. No, that shit don't work like that in prison. If you got some money and if you got some shit in there and you ain't man enough, somebody gonna come take it. You ain't got no gun in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no gun. You ain't got no goons. You can't pay. You ain't got no hired gun. You know what I'm saying? You got to go in there and be ready to defend yourself as a man. It's like being a lion in the jungle. So when I see all these guys using money, making it seem like, oh, this will make me more important than you because I got money. I'm like, ah, fuck sucker shit. You know, a lot of lames could get money, man. You a lame with bread. That's it. You a sucker though. Because if you had to survive how I survived, I knew you would. They'd have been taking your sneakers, bro. I know that. I could look at your eyes and tell you couldn't survive what I survived. So I'm not gonna let the money be like, oh, because I got nah. And everybody's on the same playing field in there, and that's how I grew up. So when I did get in the game and I seen dudes who I knew was soft but act like this because they got money, I was like, oh, that's sucker shit. Like, nah, and I didn't even want to be around that shit because I'm like, nah, no, thank you, no, thank you.
What do you think it is that that the money gives them that they didn't have before?
You know what it is? A lot of them never got girlfriends before they had money. A lot of them wasn't that dude like before. Like when I was 12 years old, I had the prettiest girl in school. You know what I'm saying? I always was that dude since I was 5, 6, 7. Like I always just personally for me, I always attracted attention. Like as who I was. You know, I could read when I was like 3 years old. So they had me in a circle and shit, like, oh my God, the boy genius type shit. So I always had a lot of attention around me. Every scenario I've been in my life. So when I got a chance to get a record deal, to me, it was just like, oh shit, I could prove I'm dope. I'm a dope rapper and I can make dope songs and I'm a dope artist. And everybody else, it was like, nah, get a deal. You're supposed to become somebody else. There was people that I known before they had their deal. I'll see them later on and they treat me different because they on TV now. I'm like, damn, you know, this shit is fake, son. I'm like, yeah, I'm hot too, nigga, but just because you're a little hotter, yo, you good, you good. I'm like, that ain't even you, or is it you? Like, or was the old one not you? Like, who the fuck are you, bro? Like, was the old you, or is this you? I'm confused now. You know what I'm saying? So when I started to see how fake this shit was, then it really was a big turnoff. It got like even Kanye West. Like Kanye West is one of the most humble people I met in my life. And then when I seen when the media got on him and shit, he just became a whole nother person. And to the point where even Ron Fest, who's his best friend, was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? He grew up with him, like since, you know what I mean? Like this attention can fuck fame. People always think they want fame until they don't want it no more. Fame is a fucked up drug that once you get it, because if you get famous and they screaming your name and you start feeling yourself, when they stop screaming your name, you don't know what to do. Motherfuckers just freak out. That's why you'll see all these rappers always on these old ass rappers on social media every day. They got all this money, but they want to be relevant. They want to be relevant so bad, they just be on the internet every fucking day. You notice you don't see Jay-Z on the internet? You don't see Jay-Z on the internet. You never.
It's weird to me because like I'm
These
a fan.
Motherfuckers be on there daily, like 50 stories a day. Like what the fuck? Bro?
Yeah, I got to say the one person that I'm fine with is 50 Cent because he's actually funny as hell. Like he
bullies it. Yeah, he's the bully. He's the schoolhouse bully. He's the social. Yeah, he's the bully, son. We gotta love that. He knows how to play it because he sells film now. He's selling film and he's always gonna sell his character. He's good at that. You know what I'm saying? He came in the game bullying the artists. So he's like, now I'm a bully to say since they're on the internet, I'm gonna bully him here. It's just a different platform.
Yeah, he's just going for it. But I do find it weird.
He won't leave Diddy alone, huh?
No, he won't leave Diddy alone. Now he's going.
Yo, I hope Diddy got that nigga blocked, bro. If Diddy gotta see that shit,
I think Diddy has bigger problems than 50's memes.
But 50 won't let him live it down. He won't let him forget about it. 50's gonna refresh it in his mind every day, like the refresh button.
Yeah.
when he starts thinking about all his problems, 50 puts a post up like, look, Like, fuck, here comes this fucking guy with the refresh button. Yeah.
Why is it that rappers are now on? I get, like, I know objectively why they're on social media, you know what I mean? But
I don't get it. I don't get it either. Some of these guys are like really, really hugely successful. Like they're multimillionaires. But I guess that's not enough. So it wasn't the money. So it's the attention that's more important to you than the money. But the thing they don't like is when the attention is not good, because when the attention is on you and it's all good, it's great. But when you got that same attention and it's negative, it's the worst shit in your life. You know, you don't even want to scroll. I've been in both situations, so I know. You know what I'm saying? You think Meek Mill would be happy to look at the internet nowadays when niggas is dragging him, saying he's in a whole relationship with Puff? He's like, come on, and it's not even real. Like I doubt that shit is real, but look what he got to deal with: thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people saying he's in a whole relationship with Diddy. You gotta be like, why the fuck? See, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to go. Yeah, son.
Is that hip hop as a whole? Do you think when it's good, and when it's bad, it's bad?
I just think I think this social media hip hop is not what it was when I got in it. I think if I grew up in this era, I probably wouldn't want to be no rapper.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see nothing besides that in it. Nobody's being prolific. Nobody's showing great artistry. Nobody's being unique, and nobody's teaching with music. It's all about everybody's just doing the same shit. Everybody got the same necklace on, same little Cuban link. And so everybody's gonna. Then you got your weirdo rap. Then you got the metrosexual movement. I would have seen this shit and been like, nah, I ain't with it. I got to see like Coogee Rap and KRS-One, who was teaching, and fucking X-Clan, and I got to see Public Enemy saying "fight the power" when it was like you start to feel like a baby revolutionary. You know what I mean? A little kid like that. You're like, what kind of hip hop right now would give the kid that kind of spirit right now? A young kid, there is none. What rapper right now is saying go out there and don't believe the hype? Like this shit is propaganda, is bullshit, and all this shit that hip hop was in a position before when it was teaching us. It was teaching it. They called themselves we liked Rakim because it was like, damn, you could use those big words. We go look up words and try to, go to the dictionary and be like, damn. So it was kind of like educational. We had songs like "Be a Father to Your Child." It was about like you had all kind of shit that was at the forefront. You got it now, but you still got you got to go down that YouTube rabbit hole. It's not at the it's not at the forefront. You know what I mean? Back then, that shit. Look at Queen Latifah. Who you calling the bitch? That was the fucking #1 song for the young ladies. That was about being a stronger woman. You know what I'm saying? Like some guys quit. Like you don't call me a bitch. Now women is I'm a nasty bitch. I'm a nasty bitch. Like so that you got to always look at the generation coming up under you, because the children are the future. So if we ain't teaching, what is this next generation gonna look like with this state of hip hop right now? Because this is what's raising your kids. Pop culture. Let's not kid ourselves. Pop culture is raising these kids because every kid got that shit in their hand. We're not taking it away from them. So as long as your kid has got access to this social media thing that's new to us, and we haven't even got a chance to see the after effects of it or the aftermath of it, that next generation is gonna show us. It's almost like crack babies, the crack baby era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is even iller than crack, bro. This is some mental health. This is some different kind of. Every girl got. You ever see how every girl is starting to look like a Kardashian? Like there's a whole generation. There's a whole like even dark skinned girls who was dark skinned before are turning into like Kim Kardashian. They bleaching their skin, and black girls are getting lip injections. You already have some soup coolers, bitch. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You already have some.
I'm always like, I don't know. To me, is like
it's crazy.
I want. I don't know. It's weird to me when everyone tries to look the same, because it's like,
that's what's happening, because everybody thinks that's status quo, and there's this look where they all go get lip injections. All these girls got these long ass eyebrows. I don't know how it is in Australia, but every girl out here get eyelash extensions. 3 out of 4 girls got that shit nowadays, and if they 30 and under, you know what I'm saying? I would say even probably 35 and under, they all putting eyelash extensions. A lot of them getting lip injections. A lot of them are getting, of course, the almighty BBL. Like now they want a fat ass. Like y'all went from not wanting to be objectified for your body to just showing off your body. The shit
Yeah.
don't even make sense. It's kind of ass backwards when you put it in perspective. You would think as time goes on, people would progress. People are actually regressing.
Yeah. I think it's weird because I've thought about this too, because now the movement is all about choice, I guess. That's what they say. So now it's my choice and I choose to objectify myself, and that's fine.
Yep,
and if it's not my choice, then it's not okay, which is also true. But I also feel like
I'm all about choice, but you got to understand, as an adult, we have a responsibility as adults to set a standard for children. I think that's missing.
I agree with that.
That line has been crossed. There was a line where kids knew, like even I don't know how old you are, but for us to see something sexual, we had to go creep through our uncle's Playboy books, which was hidden somewhere, stashed under, you know what I mean, in a secret compartment, find it and be like, yo, I remember being young, walking down the street, and we'll see like a Playboy magazine that some guy might have threw out of his car, bunch of boys walking down the street, and we'd be like, oh shit. Everybody's ripping, we're fighting over this shit. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like these kids got these little things in their hand where they could type anything in the browser, and that shit is popping up. Whatever you want, anything, whether it's fucking, you could learn anything. It's kind of like it's time to be extra parental. Like your parental guidance before needs to be really, really enforced now. Unless let's see what the next generation look like. Let's call it. Let's see. Yeah.
I agree with you, man. I mean, I definitely look at
we're in for a shock. Yeah.
The goals are weird. The goals are weird to me. Like the like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me that like
it's money. Everybody, you know what's funny? Half these people that just will do anything for money don't even have a plan. They don't even have a financial plan. They just want to get money. Get money. That's what they've been taught. It's been drilled so much in their head. They don't even come up with a financial plan. Like, if I did have some money, this is what I would do with it. This is how I would, make it work for me. They just go, oh, I want it so I could say I got it. So I could floss it on Instagram. So I could make a money sleeve. So I could make a money phone, bro. That's why I want to. That's it.
The weird thing is, as soon as they get it, they lose it.
They lose it. Yeah, they lose it fast as it comes. It goes boop. It goes like this. It's very, you know what I'm saying? A few of them got smart parents who go, no, you're going to do something right with this. You're going to do this and invest this and invest. Same thing like with athletes. This is why in America, they'll give a guy from the ghetto $30 million. They'll be like, what the fuck is he going to do with it? Give him 40. Fuck it. He's gonna give it right back. Like, he's gonna go get 8 girls pregnant. Half of it's going to child support. The other half's going to taxes. He's gonna buy some Mercedes Benzes and some cars and some bunch of fucking jewelry. Give it to him. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with rappers that like they get deals and then they're hot for like a year maybe, and then that's it. You never hear from them again.
I've seen that shit happen. So I've been in this shit 20 plus years. So imagine how many times I seen the it guy be back to the shit guy. Look at we're from it to ain't shit. Like, look at be ain't shit again. And then you got the guys that are smart. There's a couple smart rappers that took their money and when it was hot and invested it, like Chameleonaire. Like Chameleonaire is rich as hell. Like Mims, certain guys took their moments and took that big money and went and said, you know what, I'm gonna invest this shit. I'm gonna, make this shit last forever. Cause I can't be, unless you Drake or Jay-Z, you're not gonna be hot forever. You know what I mean? Couple motherfuckers break the mold.
Why aren't those people the ones that are looked up to? Like, why isn't Chameleonaire the one that people look up to and that mention?
Because he doesn't jump on the internet all day and fucking make a fool of himself to be relevant. He's not Twitter fingers. He's not gonna jump on there and just be on the internet all day, just cause. Like, hey, I'm here. So half these people don't even know how successful he is. Even Roc-A-Fella is another one. Roc-A-Fella is very well off. He'll never go broke. You know what I'm saying? Because he got his mom, Deb, and she's smart. She's like, nigga, this shit don't last forever. You're not gonna be hot forever. So, you know, invest, expand your portfolio, put money here, put money to make your money work for you. Young Jeezy's another one. Some of them guys are really smart, but the majority of them are not. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ask you,
So my whole thing is you gotta, because people are listening to your words, you gotta really incorporate that in your words as well as your because no kids really care about your fucking portfolio. Really, they really care about your image. You know what I'm saying? They like NBA young boy. They like these guys that go out here and shoot and get shot and like drill. That's why drill music had this little energy going on. I think it might be coming to an end, thank God, but because a lot of kids lost their life. I was with Pop Smoke mother yesterday. Just yesterday, you can post a picture. I'll send you the picture, and we did a gun violence. I came to just support, but it was a gun violence in Brooklyn, like stop the killing shit, and she's up there, she's talking about him, and I'm like, damn, man, this lady lost her son, and her spirit. She said it took her 4 years to even pray again, to even talk to God again, and her spirit was so upbeat. And I'm like, damn, man, we gotta do more. Like this, the kind of shit hip hop needs to be doing. Like there need to be other rappers here, not just me that nobody gives a shit about. There need to be the big rappers here, so where the kids could come see this. Because I bet you, if you had 4 or 5 of them little popular drill rappers there, it would have had 100,000 people there. I didn't announce that I was coming; I just showed up. But that shit like that needs to be what hip hop is spreading. Hip hop doesn't spread like. I just hate the state of what hip hop is about. And look at what's going on right now. Everybody's excited over diss records. Like that's hip hop was like Chuck D tweeted today. He was like, I don't know why I keep saying this shit. This was like a negative offset of hip hop culture. Don't stop acting like the disrespect part was part of what made it. And he was like, nah, this was more of a unity thing. It wasn't those. Now they using it when they start dissing each other. You gotta understand, and everybody runs to the fight and be like, oh, we want to see a fight. People got mad at J. Cole because he said, I don't want to fight. People got mad at him and was like, this, your career. I seen his career was canceled because he said, you know what, I made a diss record. It felt bad on my spirit, and I apologize. I hope my brother accept my apology. People act like this motherfucker just spit on their mother. People was really like, J. Cole's canceled. I'm like, why? For taking the high road? Like, it's that bad to take the high road in hip hop, bro?
I think if he just took the high road instead of releasing the diss track and then saying,
but he apologized. But he said, while I was doing it, it didn't feel. He said, I succumbed to the pressure. Like a man can't have an explanation. He said, I'm looking at the comment. I got my peoples in your ear. Like, go in, son, go in. So he was like, while I was doing it, I was like, this don't feel right. And I let it come out. And now it feels totally wrong. Now, my bad. Take it off. But he's human, man. He should have that right. You know what I'm saying? He should have that right.
I just think the state of hip hop, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in.
Because I guarantee you, J. Cole is not scared of Kendrick's pen. No way. No way. He's not scared of his pen. Kendrick is a great album writer. He makes amazing albums. But he ain't got that killer pen where you're like, this nigga. Like Drake's pen is a little bit more scarier than Kendrick's to the people, public eye. You know what I mean? To public eye, they love Kendrick for his music, he's not really a freestyle guy. You know what I mean? He's more of a concept guy and uses his voice a lot. He makes great albums and great music. Like Drake has that. Like, look how many people Drake battled since he's been in the game. Drake battled Common. Drake battled fucking Meek Mill. Drake battled Pusha T. Like Drake steps up the bat. But call to say what you want. He's gonna step up the bat, win or lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just think that it talks about the state of hip hop that it was boring before. Like this is the most exciting thing that's been happening.
Because, you know why? That's because it's got so corny. And so that what else? It's almost like nothing else is going on. You like a fight. fuck it, there's something going on. You know what I'm saying? Everything else has been what? Titties and ass and chicks, sexy red. Look what we got to that. Great ones dying. We tired of seeing people die because of the gang shit is played out. Look how many people we lost to the gang, like people who's affiliated with street shit, and they keep. We had like 10 Pac and Biggies in a row. Like that shit is played out. Fucking Nipsey Hussle's dead. Young Dolph is dead. Fucking Mo 3's dead. Like fucking a bunch of rappers just died over the course of it. Was like every year Pop Smoke is dead. Motherfucker, all these guys is dead, bro. Like these were guys who were platinum rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like big, and then you watch them die. So we don't really anything that has that kind of energy is like, all right, let's stray away from that energy because this is kind of sort of some. It ain't a street, it's more lyrical, but it's still beef, man. It's still beef. Because both of them niggas got people around them that's serious guys. You know what I'm saying? People be like, oh, this shit can't spill over. Yes, that shit could easily spill over, bro. That shit could I know everybody, all of them guys got some real serious guys around them. All of them. Every last one of them. Kendrick is from Compton, bro. He got a bunch of real ones around him. You know what I'm saying? He got a bunch of real ones around him. He got and Ross got a bunch of real ones around. I mean, niggas is ready to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what happened when y'all bumping each other? Y'all gonna act like it? It's gonna be tension. That happened with me and Mobb Deep. Like, shit spilled over into some street shit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna spill over.
Do you know what? Speaking of the Mobb Deep stuff, when I listened, because I listened to Prodigy's audiobook, and it's a fantastic book for anyone who wants to. I was like, when he mentioned
I got one too. Mine is hot too.
Well, when he mentioned you, because I wasn't aware of your history with Mobb Deep, and I was like, wait, hold on, Saigon? Do I think?
Yeah, so, I got a lot of history in the game, bro. Yeah, a lot. That's what I said. Like, shit can get sticky. You know what I'm saying? Shit can get sticky.
So what was that like from your perspective? Because I'm always wary of like, that's one person's view on, and that's their perspective.
Yeah. He lied. That shit was a lie. He lied like a motherfucker, bro. He lied, bro. He lied about the whole shit. Like, all that shit was a lie. But it's his book. Of course he's gonna make himself look good, you know what I mean? I would have did the same shit. But I'm like, and even though he took the L, but I can't talk bad about him because we was friends before that happened and we was cool after that happened. You know what I'm saying? So Prodigy, but it was a situation that just spilled into the street. They shouldn't have. But when you got men, and because it wasn't him, it was one of his fucking goons. You know what I mean? Felt like they was gonna try to rough me up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nigga. So his goon tried to rough me up, and I took it out on Prodigy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay. Your man tried to get me. I'm gonna do something to you, and that's what happened. I did something to Prodigy. So when I hit Prodigy, then it was like 75 motherfuckers came out of nowhere, like, get him, kill him. And I got the fuck up out of there, you know what I'm saying? So they told me I was under a table, and I didn't get to now. It's on YouTube. The whole shit is on YouTube. The whole video is still up there right now. That's easy to find.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whole fight is
it's just, yeah, it's funny. When I talk to you, I'm like, it's almost like you can tap into this repository of stories and history and like, because you've seen it all. It's like, it's wild to be able to tap into.
Yeah, I got a long history in this game because as soon as I got out of prison, I jumped right in it because I got lucky because of somebody knew somebody else. And I'm gonna tell you, for instance, Matty C, a guy named Matty C, he was a A&R at Loud Records. He signed Mobb Deep. Speaking of Mobb Deep, he signed Wu-Tang. He put Biggie in Unsigned Hype. Anyway, he's the one that discovered, like, who put Biggie in Unsigned Hype magazine, the Source magazine. And back then, that shit was a big deal. So when he heard me rap, I just got out of jail, but somebody was like, I want you to rap for Matty. So I'm like, oh, that's why they call me the Yardfather, because I was a good rapper in prison. I was the best rapper in the jail. So when I rapped for him, he was like, this guy's trash. It's like, what? I'm the hottest rapper in jail. He's like, you say jail, motherfucker. This guy, like, pretty much, nah, he can't cut it. So I was like, oh shit. So it almost made me believe, like, maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe motherfuckers in jail was telling me I was good because they was in jail. Like, we didn't know, we didn't, I was jailhouse good, you know what I'm saying? But then I just said, fuck it. Well, another person was like, yo, son, I think you dope, son. That shit was hot to me. I was like, you liked it? He was like, another dude who was in the room, he was like, I thought it was fire, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? He might not. He's the one that could sign. He got the signing power. I don't, but I wouldn't stop if I was you. Like, he's only one person. So I kept trying. And luckily that dude was in the room because Maddie C, shout out to Maddie, he's my brother. I love him now and shit. But yeah, he shot me down. So from that point on, somebody introduced me to Mark Ronson. Mark Ronson was a DJ. I met Mark Ronson like 2 days after I got out of prison for 7 years. So I didn't even know who this guy was. He introduced me to John Forte. John Forte from the Fugees was there. And I was kind of like starstruck, like, yo, that's John Forte from the Fugees. Yo, I was like, oh shit, you know John Forte? He's like, yeah, it's my friend. I was like, and me and John Forte did a song that day. I was like, yo, I've been home 3 days and I did a song with John Forte. It's up. I thought it was up. And then, you know, and a lot of producers liked me because I wanted to bring back that message in hip hop. I wanted hip hop to mean something. I think there's certain songs. That's what I loved about Tupac. That's why people compare Tupac and Biggie. I'd be like, you kind of can't compare them to me. I don't even, because I'm like, I think Tupac could do what Biggie did because he had them party records and he had Toss It Up and he had I Get Around. But then he had them Dear Mamas and shit like that. Keep Your Head Up and Brenda's Got a Baby, like the song that fucking make you want to cry. Like, damn, man. That's it. Like, I ain't mad at you. Hell no, I ain't mad at you. I'm like, I don't think Big had that many thought-provoking emotion, them tears, them the ones that eat at your heart. You know what I mean? And I think Tupac had those at such a young age. And you look at somebody who died at 25, you look how young these guys died and how much they did in that short time. And 24 and 25, Tupac. And we talk about the way people talk about Tupac and Biggie, you'd have thought these motherfuckers was like 60 years old,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? They died at 24 and 20. They were babies, bro. They weren't too far from teenagers. And they made that kind of impact because hip hop had so much, it meant so much more back then. It meant way, way, way more. Now it's just like anybody think they could do it. Now labels don't care about your talent; they just care about your numbers. If you could still, I don't give a fuck what song you got. You go to a label and be like, it got 3 million streams yesterday. The label signing it. It could sound like a walrus. You be like, whoa, whoa. You'd be like, how many streams it got? You sign that shit up. No, like, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's not. How many streams and what? How many? What? Sign it up. Like this shit is all.
Yeah,
It's like
Saigon. I heard you've got that Walrus song. There's another
heard it.
label.
That shit is number 3 on the charts.
Well, I heard Atlantic is back in the picture. I'm
Yo,
interested now. We want
it's
to
a
do.
bidding.
Yeah.
It's a bidding war.
Yeah, we're doing a bidding war. Yeah.
It's a bidding war. Even YouTube is it. Even YouTube put up an offer. Wow.
Oh, we got some remix offers as well. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's called Walrus and Paul Wall. It's called Paul Walrus.
Yeah. Dua Lipa wants to do the hook on that track. Are you interested in having Dua Lipa on that track?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. That's another 2 million a day. Nah, for real. Like that, they don't care about the quality. They don't care about the content. Like content means nothing in hip hop anymore. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. You can
Can I ask,
say
why did you sign with Atlantic Records? Like, what made you sign with
because
them?
I was so tired of being broke and poor and struggling. And they like Just Blaze told me don't jump on the first deal. But then I'm like, bro, I'm broke, bro. Like unless you gonna hold me down, I've been broke. I'm couch surfing, and they offered me a nice check. Like I was doing underground, I was doing all right, but I was living in New York is expensive, bro. If you can't come up with $6,000-7,000 a month, bro, you can't live here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like other places, and I'm that's where I'm from. So I was like, I gotta eat, bro. Like you rich. Everybody else around me was millionaires. So I'm like, y'all niggas don't have this kind of problem. Like I'm over here trying to figure out where. So Atlantic jump, and I believe that because G. Roberson and hip hop was working there at the time, And hip hop was like my favorite A&R. He's still my favorite A&R. And I was like, well, between him and Sycamore, I like Sick too. Sick is Sycamore. Them two guys right there were over there with me. So I'm like, if y'all over here, it makes sense for us to do the deal here because y'all here. You know what I'm saying? And they the ones who kind of signed me. And they had Just Blaze. They were like, we're gonna put, and I just cared about the beats. So once they was like, I got Just Blaze, I was like, I don't give a fuck about nothing else because I know worst case scenario, I'm gonna have some hammers because this nigga gonna give me some hammers. All I gotta do is deliver. And I think we made an incredible album, man. And the album that came out was the album we made. We made the album in 2005. It came out 2011, and it was the same exact album. Yeah, it's the same album. We didn't even have, that's how timeless it was. We didn't even have to change shit. And it was like, we had to replay a few samples. But far as the content of the music and the album we put together, and we did pretty good with it independently. Like, put it like this, we did over 100,000 units independently, and Atlantic wouldn't put it out. So on Atlantic, we would have easily almost cracked gold. And if we would have did 300-400, that would have been good for a new artist. But what happened was 50 Cent was around at that time. So that nigga was selling like 800,000-900,000 in a week. They looking at it like, okay, how can we compete with this? And I'm like, I'm not trying to compete with that. That shit is a meteorite. Like that's no, man. I'm not trying to compete with that. And they was looking at everybody like, we need to compete against 50 Cent. And they kind of thought I was gonna be, because I had the story, the whole jailhouse, the muscles, or you're gonna compete. No, I'm not. No, we do two different things, man. And me and him were actually friends, but it was, I'm like, he said it one day. He was like, yeah, you don't want to tell Shorty to put the gun down. I'm the one that's gonna give Shorty the pistol. I was like, yeah. And that's he was exactly right. I was like, you couldn't have put it no better than that. And that's who we were musically as well. I'm gonna tell you what I don't want to talk over you. I don't know if you got like questions or whatever.
No, go for it, man.
I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? When I had a song, me and True Life, my brother True Life, we was bullying the rappers. We was on some street shit in the beginning because I still had that street mentality. So we were like, oh, these niggas is pussy. Once I seen that most of the rappers were soft, most of these niggas in real life are suckers. They just got tough guys around them because they can pay for everything, you know what I mean? They pay the guys rent, they do all of that shit. So they got the tough guys around them. So you ain't got to worry about them. You got to worry about the people around them. But I'm like, I'm one of the tough guys. I just happen to be a rapper. So, okay, I might deal with your tough guy, but you're a pussy. And I know you're a pussy. So don't even equate yourself to any kind of situation. So when you get that kind of shit, it throws things off. But so when you see it, I'm like, this is the game. This is the game. That's why they call it the rap game. My man said that. He was like, yo, it's called the game for a reason, son. But I'm like, if it's a game, what's the rules? He's like, ain't no rules. A game with no rules? I'm like, yeah, it's a free fall, my nigga. Like, damn. And that's what it is. It's a game with no rules. So I'm like, fuck it. I came up, I wanted, so when my early music, a lot of it was violent. So I had a song called Come Again. It ain't even that violent. It just got a aggressive beat. And in the video, we had guns in the video. It was on a Smack DVD. Scene, come again. Look up Saigon, where'd you get that flow? Scene, it's on fire in New York. Like me and True Life, we was like the hottest niggas in New York City. So Connecticut, which is right above New York, that's like the little outskirts, the tri-state area. It's the tri-state area is New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So we're kind of like a little cluster, right? So New York artists usually get a lot of love up there in Connecticut. So I'm a new artist. So they booked me to do a show up there. And right before I go on, the promoter comes to me. He was like, yo, can you do me a favor? I was like, what's up? I'm thinking he got a request. And he did have a request. He was like, can you not do that Come Again song? I'm like, that's like my hottest shit. Like right now, like that's why everybody's here. He was like, yeah, but can you not do that song? I was like, I thought he was joking at first. I'm waiting for him to be like, ha ha, stupid. I'm like, you serious? He was like, yeah. So I was like, why you don't want me to do? Like, that's one of my most popular songs. And he was like, because like when they play it in the clubs, like at club nights, like even when I'm not there, there's always a shooting. He's like, there's always a shooting. And that song just riles people up, and they want us. So if I got a problem with them guys over there, that song come on, like, what up, nigga, pussy, come up to. And so he was like, if you do that song, it's probably gonna be violence here tonight. So not only did I not do that song, I told myself I'm not even making no more songs like that. I was like, I'm not doing that shit no more. I don't want to be responsible, even when I'm not there, to make a song where it incites people to go shoot, because we ain't gonna do nothing but shoot each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make a song like that that's gonna make it. That's how I knew the power of music. I was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah, bro. That song riles people up, and shootouts is always a shootout." I was like, "Nah." And then so that's one of the times in my career where I was like, I gotta be responsible. I gotta be responsible, and that's what I think. That's what equates a man. That's what defines what a man is being responsible. And that don't just mean taking care of your family financially. That means being responsible, knowing that if somebody puts you in a position of influence and kids are looking up to you, you have the responsibility to do the right thing to show these kids the right way. You have that as a man, bro. If you don't do that, you're not a man in my eyes. If you'll do something that you know is gonna make a kid go down, that's almost like, I'm gonna give you an example. When I was young, I started drinking at an early age. So I would wait in front of the store for guys who were 21 and over and be like, yo, homie, I'd have the money, be like, yo, can you buy me a 40 ounce? Can you buy me beer? And certain people would see how young I was and be like, hell no, man, I ain't buying you no beer. Like, nah, I ain't doing it. And come out with their own beer. I'm like, bitch ass nigga. I always thought that guy was a sucker, you know what I mean? But there's always that asshole be like, yeah, shorty, I'll buy it. I'll get it for you. And you know what I'm saying? There's always that motherfucker who does it. And that's the guy you think is cool. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Yo, good looking, my guy, you cool. That's really the motherfucker that don't care about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? The other guy cared enough about you to know you're not responsible enough to handle this alcohol because you're a fucking child. And this guy and there's another guy. That's the irresponsible asshole. That's how I look at some of these. Oh, you the nigga that would buy the kid the beer, bro.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird though in life that like from your perspective in time, you're like, that's that, like, you know, the people that said no to you were actually can be kind. They're the ones who give a shit and they're like,
they gave
it's not the right time, or like you haven't earned it.
This is not good. It's not good for you. This could end bad. Come on, adults can't usually handle alcohol. You know, a kid definitely can't. So why the fuck would I give a kid alcohol? Why would I give a kid a cigarette or give a kid drugs or you know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of these guys or put a gun in a kid's hand. Like kids are not fucking responsible enough to handle pistols and firearms. But you got dudes that'll do it. Call themselves OGs and be like, yo, shorty, here. Like, what the fuck is that? So it's a nasty world, man. The world is a bad place, man. The world's a really fucked up place. It's not a lot of good people in the world, man.
Well, let me ask you.
I'm gonna realize that.
Let me ask you this: what gives you hope? What gives you like?
Oh man, what gives me hope?
Yeah, because you seem like because you're a happy guy, man.
You know what? I feel like I live too long, bro. Huh?
But you're you're happy, you're fun, like you know what I mean. Like, okay, there are some darkness here, but there's things that
a choice. I laugh to keep from crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of them guys that wish, when they say ignorance is bliss, I kind of wish I didn't know the things I know. I wish I was dumb. I wish I just was caught up like a sheep, like everybody else, and not really know that there's a bigger issue going on. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wish I was oblivious or ignorant to the fact of a lot of things that my insight, some people use them two balls in their head to see. That's called eyesight, right? And some of us use eyesight, then we use insight, which is seeing with your pineal gland, seeing things from a different kind of point of view and going, damn, this is bad. And I see it so much, and I'm like, shit. And I'm like, it's like swimming upstream trying to go against it because everybody's coming this way, and you're that one fish to be like, no, this is the way. And y'all going the wrong way. And you the one that knows the shit that we trying to get is that way. And you swimming upstream. That's how I feel. I feel like the little fish just swimming upstream, bro, because everybody's going to like y'all niggas, they leading y'all niggas to nowhere. Like there's no end game over there. And I don't think us as a community, and I speak like as a member of the Black community, I don't even think we have a community. I don't think you can call us a Black community. We gotta call our shit neighborhoods. That's why we call it the hood. A community, people are unified. In a neighborhood, they just live next to each other. You know what I'm saying? It's different. We don't have a community. We got Black neighborhoods, and where a guy next door to you don't even fuck with you, don't even like you. Like, fuck that nigga. He got a new car. Fuck him. We ain't got no new car. Like, go congratulate the motherfucker. Hey, nice car, Bill. We don't do that shit. We'll fuck around and put sugar in his tank. Yo, go put some sugar in his tank. Go fuck up his engine.
You
Yeah,
know,
we got so much of that.
Saigon, I don't believe that you want to be ignorant. I actually don't believe you. I know you. I think you say it out of like because the image of it is nicer than having to deal with the
Cause not
thoughts that we
knowing,
all.
it's almost like not knowing there's a fucking tiger in the room, and you walk in there and then the tiger eats you. You like, fuck it, man. At least I didn't, because if you know that tiger's in there, you're never gonna go in there. You might have a good time in there until the tiger comes, like, ah. But if you don't, it's somewhat like I said, ignorance is bliss. So these people who don't really know what's going on, they just like a guy called me today and was like, yo, why you don't jump into rap beef? Like, won't you just start dissing everybody like everybody else? I was like, are you serious, bro? He was like, yo, son, I'm telling you, get mad clicks. I said, so you really think I come across as the kind of guy that lives for clicks, bro? Damn, what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Or what the fuck? You really think that's what I give a fuck? Like I wake up thinking about how I'm gonna get clicks today? Like, and there's a lot of people in powerful positions in this rap game. I ain't even gonna call it hip hop community. Like anything comes with us is nothing is community. As long as there's no unification, there's no unity. The word unity is in community for a reason. There gotta be some unity in it. If it ain't no unity, ain't no fucking community, bro. That's period. And we don't have no unity, no how. We over here excited about people being separated. I don't even think if J. Cole and Drake and Kendrick said we're making an album together, it wouldn't get this much attention as them dissing each other. Not even half. People would be like, oh, that's cool. Can't wait to hear it. Right now, as long as they're going at each other, everybody's at the edge of their seat. Like, this shit is stupid, man. This shit is dumb. It's fucking dumb at this point. And these are fucking middle-aged men, bro. These are not kids. If they were teenagers, I get it. Even early 20s, these are fucking middle-aged men, bro. 40s and 50s. That ain't some midlife crisis for your ass, bro.
Yeah, that is the weird part. How old they are.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
40 and 50. Like this still looks like it's old, bro. Like it's not, you can see if it was a 20-year-old energy. Like, okay, young people do young shit. These are not young people.
I actually think it's really embarrassing how often they get on Instagram live and are like then talk like oh, God, it's just
You know what I told them one day and they got mad. I'm like, do you realize when you go to download Instagram, there's a rating and it's T for teen? So this shit was developed. Whoever developed this app developed it for teenagers. You know what I'm saying? And now the grown folks came and took it over. Now they're selling everything on it from body parts, vagina to fucking OnlyFans. Link in the bio. Like if I click the link in the bio, go to my OnlyFans. Get some I'll autograph some underwear for you and mail it to your house.
yeah, for $6.99.
$6.99 a month. I'll put this cucumber in my butt and shit. Like you can get the video. Now, it's a different world, man. And like I said, that line between being responsible to children and that is so it's cloudy. Like that line, they used to be a shit. Adult shit was for adults and kid shit was for kids. And I don't see that barrier anymore. And I think a lot of that is the reason why hip hop in itself has become a free fall, and it's like there's no lid on it no more. There's no elders saying, "Hey, this is not right." There's no. That's why when we watch all these kids die, we're the elder statesmen saying, "Hey, what the fuck y'all doing? Y'all bugging." You don't have that voice. That voice is scared to be called a hater. An old motherfucker be like, "I ain't gonna say nothing. They gonna say I'm hating."
Well, I think
Just
there's a limited education. You know, something that I read about you that was interesting to me is like when you were in prison, you read up on history and you learned about Black history, you learned about the Vietnam War, like you found things that interested you and it gave you a different perspective on
and
life
you
to be
know
like,
what? I would see those guys that just went in the yard every day and just worked out and got so they came home. Let's say they come to jail at 16, and we all went to jail in our early teens. So let's say you go to jail, you do 8 years. All you do is lift weights. So now you coming home, 24 years old, you got mad muscles, and 24, but you're a 16-year-old kid in here because you didn't read. Like they don't enforce you to read in there. You gotta. It's like school. There's school in there, but if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. So if you don't make it your business and say, I want to go get my GED, I want to learn because I should be learning. While if I was in the world, I should be in school, I should be doing that. I took the incentive to do it myself when I was watching a lot of people in my peer group. They went to the yard, they worked out every day, muscle. I'm like, bro, you're not gonna read one book in all these fucking years. You're gonna go home the same exact person mentally that you came in, only worse because now you got that negative, violent energy around you where you just ready to pop off, and then you're going right back to the same situation you came from without no growth. So, and a lot of these rappers are the same thing. They didn't grow. They're not growing. It's like arrested development. That's what they call it. Arrested development. When you stop your own self from growing, from developing, you arrest your own development. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of that in this culture. And there's somebody behind it who really funds it. They fund our arrested development. They put the money behind it. Like, we don't want you motherfuckers to getting smart.
yeah,
Easier to control because you're stupid. You know? It's
yeah,
easy to control somebody if they don't got no information. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree with you. I
That's the
think
reason why slaves weren't allowed to learn to read and write. There was a reason why when we were slaves, we weren't allowed to learn to read. We're not giving you motherfuckers no information. They'll kill you for trying to learn how to read in slavery. Because so you telling me now we got these opportunities to get this information and we're not gonna take it? The information's there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And if we're not gonna put it in the music, you know, and which is our most powerful thing that we have as Black people in America is hip hop. Hip hop is all over the world. Look, you're in Australia right now. Like I said, I went to Australia. My second time on the airplane was going to Australia to rap to do that video we just watched. So that was my second time on an airplane in my life. So you know, hip hop did that. Hip hop brought me across the world. So that's the power of this shit. It brings all of us. I mean, if you're good at it and you make something, you go across the world and you see kids who look like you and they dress like you. They got pictures of you. They want autographs. They be like, damn, this is influential. This shit is powerful. And anything with that kind of power is going to yield a lot of responsibility. If you got something that powerful and people, the irresponsible people in control of it, it's just gonna be a free fall, and that's what we have right now in the culture. That's why we got a girl named Sexy Red who got all these little girls look up to her. Her promo shoot was her pregnant with a man's face on her ass. It's like, yo, this is crazy. She was pregnant with a man's face on her ass like this for a promo shoot. Like, this is real. Look at that thing. Like, this is real. Like, this is it. And a label, like a major label, stamped that. Like,
yeah.
yeah, put this out there, like saying some shit she did in her bedroom. Like there was a major corporation behind this shit. That's why I'm like, nah, it's game over. Checkmate. It's almost like we've been checkmated.
Yeah, it's weird because like it's because like I feel like education and teaching is really it starts in the home, right? Like every parent can help their
Yeah.
kids. Like it's one of those
When
things
kids
now.
become teenagers, man, kids rebel. Every kid. I mean, unless you're just the perfect kid, there's a rebellious part of you at some stage of your life. Some kids go gothic. Some kids just got that dark. Mostly females have that dark stage where they want the black hair. Then you got the girl that's a whore. She's sleeping with the full football team. They rebelling. Their parents don't want her to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? You always got them girls that rebel. You rebel against parents. That's a normal kid thing to do. So you're gonna have that, right? But then you always what you always have was those responsible adults who see that kid rebelling and be like, oh, nope, you ain't doing that. So they would, like I said, you always had that shit. That line has been, I don't know, I don't see it anymore. I don't see it in these kids. I don't see it in these young adults because I'm in my 40s. So there's people in their 20s with kids. There's people in their late 20s that got, you know, little, the next generation. Don't talk about 30. There's 30-year-olds right now with teenage kids. And they're still acting young. They still acting like they still have that. They caught the tail end of the MySpace babies, the MySpace generation, the top 8 generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Your top 8
that's
friends.
my generation.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel weird. I feel weird in general. I think I feel weird about hip hop more than I ever have. You know, I started this podcast. I started this podcast like genuinely just being a fan, just being someone who's like, imagine I got to speak to artists that I listen to and how cool that would be and like how amazing it would be. And that is still amazing. It's still incredible to me that I'm even talking to you. But then, you know, the more I talk to people like you, the more I start to see into the house. You know what I mean? Like I used to be on the
it's nasty in here, bro. Yeah,
I used to drive by the
does,
house and be like, that's the house. I've never, and now I feel like I'm seeing more and more, and it's showing me the reality of what artists go through, the reality of the mindset, the reality of like what it takes to actually be at the top, and then what it does to people. Like I've seen people who are like, I quit because it just wasn't me anymore, and people who are like, I feel like I had to sell out. I feel like, and so I have this weird relationship now with hip hop where I still love it, but I also am starting to see it for what it is.
It's a nasty game, brother. Look at you gotta look at how there's so many different components to it. Yeah, it's nasty. I think it's become so big and so lucrative that everybody from all walks of life just came. And now you got, like you said, we would have called it a house. Now it's like a boarding house. It ain't a home. It ain't a home. It's a boarding house where you got everybody. Anybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome in here. And you're gonna have your undesirables. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, in this world where there's money, where it's all money driven, and it's all solely about money, you're gonna have a lot more undesirables because we know what sells in this country, in this sex, drugs, and rock and roll, bro. Sex, drugs, and that's just the way this shit is set up. You know what I'm saying? So we know that from films. We know that from Hollywood. We know that from everything. When the news come on, the first thing on the news is some bad news every time in America. Like they don't say nothing good till it's about to go off.
It's the same here.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Yeah,
I don't watch the news because I'm like, it's depressing. It's
like, I don't need no more. Yeah, it's depressing as fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm like, yeah, we know some fuck. Yeah, and they start breaking open the show with some fucked up shit like every night. Like, damn, the world's fucked up. We get it. Like, tell us some happy shit. Like, change the mood. Like, say the bad shit last. Save the bad shit for last. I'm sure something good happened that y'all could talk about before y'all get into the. Y'all should say the good shit and then be the end and be like, oh yeah, Tina died. Like, oh damn, that's fucked up. But at least you like, at least you. At least you put us in the chippy, cheerful mood first, man. That's it. Nah, it's the other way around. And you know, that's the society we live in. So this shit is all. Look at war. We about to go to war right now. Shit, like I'm sure America's always sticking their nose in some war, but it's gonna go. The big one is coming. A big one is coming. It's overdue, and that's where we are.
Let's hope not.
I hope not. Yeah, I hope not. But if history is any indication, you know, because we've been at war.
Man, humans are dumb. Humans are so stupid. Like,
I'm not even gonna get into that whole other shit going on with humanity, like how we feel like we're stronger than God now. Like a kid could pick whatever they want to be now. Like that shit is crazy, bro. Like, you know, it's up to the kid now, right? In America, like,
yeah.
I mean, a girl and I want to be a boy. I'm like, no, I'm a boy. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck what you say.
What's strange to me is that like everyone acknowledges a kid shouldn't be able to choose whether they drink alcohol. So like you're 8, you cannot get a tattoo, you can't drive, you can't drink.
Yeah.
but you can
What?
make other life-changing decisions.
Yeah, major ones.
And like,
Super
I'm a big believer in, man, do whatever you want to do. When you're an adult, whatever.
adult. Yeah, as an
Whatever you,
adult. Yeah,
if you, when you're an adult, when you're of sound mind, do whatever you want to do. Whatever makes you
exactly.
happy, I couldn't give a fuck. Go do it.
Exactly.
I'll support you
That's my
and I'll
whole
let
thing
you
with
do it.
kids. Yep. But
But
not no
like,
fucking children, bro.
no, it's insanity to me.
That would be like a fucking mother leaving this cub out there to fend for itself. Like, go out there and hunt. go eat. Like, I don't know how to hunt. I'm a fucking kid. Well, you should be able to figure it out. You can't,
But
kids not developed yet. So now they got a kids, like, they have a basketball player, Dwayne Wade. He let his son cut off his private part. He's like 12, 13 years old. Like, what if he wakes up one day and was like, I was bugging? Oh shit, with my dick, I cut my dick off.
well, the
You
thing
know,
is,
cut
we
it off.
don't know. No one can turn around and say we know what the effect of this will be. No
Nobody
one will
knows.
know.
That's what I'm saying. Because right now it's kind of became a fad. When some things become a fad or a trend, they come and go. They come and go. Fads and trends come and go, bro. It could be something that people think the hippie era came in. A lot of shit come and go. Like there's eras that just came and went, and everybody thought, oh, this shit was cool for them 15, 20 years. But then now it's not cool no more. And I could very so well be like this whole shit was going on with this whole whatever gender, this whole gender pronoun. Like I don't even know. It gets so out of hand. I'm like, I want to be referred to as that. Okay, shit. That's like a nickname. You want to be, that's like if I tell you, call me Slick. My nickname is Slick. Fuck it. What's up, Slick? Like, but that ain't, I'm not going to look at you as what you're not. Like, that's not going, I'm still going to acknowledge what you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll call you whatever you want to be called, but I know what you are. You're not going to make me sit here and believe you're something you're not. Like, that's what just like, this shit is
Do you know
weird.
it's
Like,
funny? It's like rappers who call themselves the greatest rapper alive, and it's like you ain't done anything.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, the GOAT. Yeah, how many people
yeah.
said that? You know what I'm
I've
saying? Like, you
I've
can't call
interviewed
yourself,
a lot of people, and a lot of people think they're the best.
and they're delusional. Like you never heard of a guy called LL Cool J or fucking a guy who had a 30-year run and just was so good he was able to transition and be on CBS for his whole fucking life. You never heard of a guy called fucking Rakim who knows he's so good, he's like, it takes 10 minutes for me to even breathe on the mic. Like, Rakim, can we get a single? Wait, keep waiting. We'll wait for Rakim like we wait for fucking, anybody. Like certain artists got that because they earned it. They earned it by like I said, moving the needle and doing something great during the like. There's only about 10 guys that really can say I'm even in that conversation. There's only about 10 guys who say that, and some of them are not even here with us. But the ones that are still, you got Busta Rhymes who could say he could make an argument about that. You got Jay-Z who can make that argument. You got Nas who can make that argument. Who else? Drake could probably make that argument now, even though he can't because there's too much ghostwriting shit going on. So that even Kanye can't because there's too much ghostwriting, bro. You can't be the greatest and niggas they ain't even your pen. That's like
Agreed.
Milli Vanilli. That's Milli Vanilli, like you said. You know, man? That's like some Milli Vanilli shit. Remember they was winning all them awards and they was lip syncing. And I don't know, you might be too young for that. There was a big ass group called Milli Vanilli, and they had the look, but they couldn't sing, so they just was playing somebody else's tracks. And you know what I mean? Everybody thought niggas was flat, though. You know what I mean? Like they were the biggest group in the world. And then everybody was like, "Yeah, two niggas ain't singing none of this shit." Nah, wasn't us. We was just doing the video. We was just in the videos like this and shit. We was winning Grammys and what they were winning Grammys and all that. People, girl, you know it's true.
Do you know what I? Do you know what I wonder? I wonder how they were they like, when are they going to find out that we haven't done any of this?
So
Like,
bad
how
when they
long is this
found out.
shit?
When
How
they
long is this
found
shit
out,
going to last?
yo, when they did hit the fan though, one of them, it was so bad. One of them committed suicide, bro, because
Really?
they became like they whole shit was incorporated with being fake. Like you Milli Vanilli ass nigga. Like everything was Milli Vanilli. Like if somebody calls you Milli Vanilli, that means you was fucking not the real. So it was depressed. They got depressed and one of them committed suicide or some shit. That's how
Yeah.
that's that fame. That's that fame shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot, like I ain't gonna lie, like Diddy, I don't know how Diddy been on, Diddy been, and your ego must be so big for him to be getting all this negative attention right now. You notice he's not online like he used to be.
Oh no. That's
Yeah,
what
no
they
way.
do.
Yeah,
They
why
throw the
you
phone
ducking
away.
the smoke now? Don't duck the smoke now, baby. Yeah, when it was all good, you was out, nigga, Shmee, man, Big Diddy, you know what the fuck it is. Now that you want to screw, then you like this, move the camera, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, be careful what you ask for because now you belong to the public. When you become famous, you are public property. So the same way they love you, they're gonna be throwing rocks at you on the way down. And this is what it is. Build them up because we're gonna celebrate his rise the same way we celebrate the fall. Like, look at him falling. Look, you motherfucker. That's how people are, man. People like train wrecks.
Can I ask you? I've got one question. I have to ask you about Entourage. I feel like people always ask you about
Yeah,
Entourage.
yeah, for sure.
What were your, when you look back, what's your kind of review on it? What are your thoughts on it?
Oh man, it was an amazing experience. It was a great experience. That's what kind of let me know I wasn't ready to be famous, that I didn't want to be famous. That shit was a little too crazy, bro. Because nobody knew when I was shooting it, nobody knew was before it kind of aired. We kind of shot it before it aired. So we didn't know it was gonna be a hit. Like you don't know. It could have been a dud. So to me, I was just like, I'm trying out for some dumbass TV show. I didn't do it then when it came out and it was like a smash. It was like, oh shit, this is kind of scary. And my life kind of changed as soon as my first episode aired, like my phone just was my life changed overnight. And it was like talking about from people you would have never called your phone. Like, so I'm like, oh shit. And then I remember one time we was in Hollywood and I was with Mark, what's his name? Mark Wahlberg, who's the executive producer. Like, it's an A-list party, A-list Hollywood party. Like regular people, even regular people can't even get in. So like C-list celebrities can't even get in. This is like a party. You be over there, and it's like you're in TV. Like, is that Sigourney Weaver right there? Like, oh shit, yeah. You're like, oh my god, it's fucking Dan Aykroyd at the bar. Like, you know, like one of those shits. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I doing here? So at one of these parties, we walking past. I remember walking past the line. You know, when you get ushered in like VIP, Marks, they like the Entourage boys. I'm with the Entourage boys, so they're ushering us in. And I see Dame Dash online. And he like, side, like, yo, like help get me in. And I'm like, bro, you're fucking Dame Dash. Like, what? Hey, I can't get you in. Like, what the fuck? I'm surprised they're letting me in, bro. I'm like, I don't got that kind of juice, my guy. Like, I'm just going with the flow. He like, yo, son, get me in. Like, yo, son. Like I had that kind of power. I'm like, do I? Wait, maybe if I would have tried, could I have been like, yo, he's with me? Like, I didn't know because they were treating us like fucking we were the hottest shit in town. So that made me be like, oh man, this is too much. And then I went in there and then it was like, I seen all these fucking celebrities and how they act, and it just felt weird. I was like, I don't belong in this shit.
What made it feel weird?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. It was nothing that I just felt out of place. I just felt out of place. I can't really pinpoint it and describe it, but I just felt out of place. And I was like, and then that was one aspect of it. But then once the show was blowing up and then people seeing you on the street and wanting a picture, if you don't want to take a picture, it was way, way iller than any rap shit I've experienced. It was different. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a different demographic. It was a
Yeah.
different demographic, bro. I remember one time I went to some like college party and this when Entourage was on, bro. I became the focal point of these whole kids' party, and I'm like, yo, why is everybody here fucking staring at me? I'm like, nah, bro. I don't like this. like go party and everybody, yo, Saigon, yo, it's Saigon. So the whole party became about me. And I remember when I was in there with Mark. the women to just stand around and stare at him like this. I'm like, bro, that shit ain't uncomfortable. He's like, yeah, it is kind of uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's a fish,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, he's just used to it.
Yeah. At this
Yeah.
point, yeah, he's like, but I'm like, that ain't weird, bro. Like they just sitting there fucking like in awe of you. Like go have fun. Like only a few will have fun, but the majority of them is there. Like I'm like, I don't know if I want that kind of attention. I like being low key. I like being cut. Like nah, I don't think nah.
Yeah,
You can't turn it off. You
I
know who
think I'd
hates it?
like it.
Eminem. Eminem hates that shit, huh?
Yeah, I think I'd like it for like 24 hours. Just to
That's it.
experience it,
Exactly. You want the
and then to be like, all right,
if it
maybe
was
this
something you could
sucks.
turn on and off, it would be perfect, bro. Like turn off the fame. Like nobody knows me. But then I want to be lit, turn on the
Yeah.
fame. Yeah, I want my ego stroke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'll be fucking cool. But the problem is you can't turn that shit off. Like fucking Kanye West can't go to the mall. Like you can't go, niggas can't go. So when you get to that level of fame, you can't. Eminem can't. I remember Eminem saying, "Yo, I can't even have a one night stand." This before the internet. He was like, I can't even have a one night stand with a bitch because she'll go write a book like My Night with Eminem. Like I don't want that shit. Yeah. No, man.
Well,
Like
yeah, it's like you can't be being single when you become famous is awful because like
awful.
because
Gotta have
you gotta have
most guys who work got a wife. Yep. Nah, you can't be single, bro. It is too much. I remember I was with one of the members of Drew Hill, the R&B group. We were having dinner together. I'm not gonna say which one it was, but it's a bunch of us at the table. He was like, "Yo, how many times y'all had gonorrhea, man? How many times y'all got burnt?" I was like, "What?" we all look at each other like, "Huh?" He was like, "Nah, how many times y'all got burnt?" I said, "How many? Never, nigga. Like, what the fuck?" Then he like it dawned on him. He was like, "Oh, y'all niggas ain't R&B singers." I was like, "Y'all get that much pussy? Like, you get that? Look, that's too much pussy, bro. You're getting too much pussy, bro. Like, there's a such thing as too much of something, bro. Like, when you could count the times you called gonorrhea, like the fuck, like." More, it was like more than 3 or 4. Like the
yeah.
fuck, like more than. I was
Yeah,
like, he was.
I love that the question wasn't like, have you ever had gonorrhea? It's
I was
how
how
many
many
times.
times? That's what he
Yeah.
said. Yeah, how many times? That's what fucked us up. We like how many times? Like the fuck is you? Yeah. Then he was like, oh shit, oh, I forgot. Y'all niggas ain't in R&B groups. I'm like, so you mean to tell me that all R&B niggas got gonorrhea? Like that's pretty much what you're saying, bro. Like, not all the single ones. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I
Nah,
think it
but you're
fucks
right.
with you. I think it
Huh?
fucks with you. Like,
Who's that?
because when you're single and you become
Oh yeah,
famous,
son.
because you
Yeah,
can't date, and then
yeah.
when even if you do, you can only
Yep.
date other famous people,
That's
and
it.
they're all
Because
fucked. And
you
then you
never know
don't
what
know if people are into you because you're famous or
yeah,
because
that
of who you
sucks.
are, and that's weird.
That's the worst. That part is the worst. That's how you start thinking about that bitch that liked you when you was nothing. You're like, I need her back. We're there. The one who liked me for me, yo. The bitch who liked you when you had nothing. And then because everybody that happens with family members. This is another thing Entourage did because I was in prison, bro. You gotta understand. So there was a time in my life where I couldn't get a letter. Like nobody was like, "Hey, are you? I just thought about you. Just want to make sure you're okay," and mailed it to me. That shit would have been like, "Oh, man, somebody's thinking about me." I'm in there all these years and without nobody even send me a fucking "How you doing" letter. But then I come home, right? And while I'm a bum, nobody. Oh no, you can't come sleep on my couch. No, 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 thank you. Son, I get on TV. I go to my aunt. They start cooking. Oh, you hungry? I was just about to cook for you. I knew my favorite nephew. I'm looking like, look at this fake shit, man. Like, I was like, my body. I'm like, this shit is fake as hell. Because when I needed you, you wasn't there for me. When I needed you, now that it might be an opportunity for me to possibly do something for you, now you want to treat me good. But when I was down at my worst, you ain't even fucking acknowledge me. But now that I could potentially do something to you for you, whether it's monetary or even as you being related to me, so you get that kind of accolade because I'm related to you, that it's something that has to do. It has to do something for you to treat me nice. That's fucked up, right?
That is very fucked up. How did you react?
Exactly.
How do you react to that?
Well, you know what? You don't want to put nobody on blast, so you keep it quiet, but you never forget it, and you go, it's fake, so you just be like, you know what? I take it with a grain of salt. You gotta love your people anyway, but take it with a grain of salt and be like, all right, I just know it's fake, more fake shit. I'm saying more fake shit. That's it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like it's a sad reality of like you weren't there for me when I would have needed it, and now that I made something of myself, that's when you're
But
here.
that's why when I went from being hot to cold and my phone stopped ringing, I kind of figured I knew it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, oh, y'all don't love me. So it was like I knew you motherfuckers didn't love me anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it didn't kind of affect me. Cause I'm like, oh, this is what people, they love you when you're hot, and when you're not, so when they went back to like being more normalized, it was more so like, yeah, I knew you was fake anyway. So don't worry, I'm not feeling no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it, because there's a lesson in it if you pay attention. A lot of times people don't pay attention to what's going on around them. So when they do cool off and their phone start ringing, you hear them complaining. When I was hot, niggas was all calling my phone. When I was this, fuck niggas now. Nah, why would you complain? You should have known that. It wasn't calling your phone before you was hot neither, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They were using you, stupid. You were being used, you idiot. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, speaking of lessons, hopefully a lot of people got some lessons from this, because all they had to do was pay attention and listen. And I think that message was very clear. Like, hey, if they didn't call you before, they're not going to call you after.
Yeah,
So don't
yeah.
expect nothing. But
so while they there when it's up, just look at them with the side eye. Look at who's really there, because they love you and they want you to win, and they here to support you, how they benefit or from being around you. And you'd be surprised how many people's, there might be one person there when it's back down. It's gonna be that one person you like, just me. Yep, the person that really, really give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've been fortunate enough to have good people around me, because I was able to go from music, and I've been doing tech for a while. That's why I don't do enough music, not enough, but as much music as I used to do. Because I built the app, I built a website, I built my website been up for like 7 years, and I just built the app to go with it called Hip Hop My Ways for new artists. So any artist or any artist that's watching this, it's kind of like you put SoundCloud and Tinder. It's like a cool hip hop app where you discover new artists. It's like 30-second pictures. So you can swipe left or right, see who's hot, who's not, and their music only plays for 30 seconds. So if you like what you hear in that 30 seconds, then you can go down that rabbit hole and find out more about the artist. But it's almost like an elevator pitch. Like, you
love
got
that,
30
man. That's
seconds,
awesome.
you know what I mean? You got 30 seconds to make me a fan or not. If you can't get me in 30 seconds, then so you got to trim that 30 seconds for your profile music to be your best 30, whether it's your hook, whether you think it's your bars, whether you think it's part of your beat that people are gonna love, and then if they love it, they could swipe and then go figure out more about you, and then become. I'm trying to build a place where people could build a real fan base, because a follower is not a fan. Niggas be like, yo, I got mad followers, but you got fans, nigga. It's two different things. I don't give a fuck how many niggas follow you on Instagram. If you got 8 million Instagram followers and can't sell 100 t-shirts, nigga, you ain't got no fucking fans, buddy. And a lot of artists is in that situation. They got a bunch of followers and it looks good, but try to get that support and see what happens.
Well, man, you got my support. I appreciate you coming through. 200th episode, the one with Saigon, but I only have one more. 200. Huh? Yeah, 200 weeks in a row. We never missed a week, but I have one more question for you.
Congratulations, man. That's dope, man. Congratulations. That's some real dedication, man.
I appreciate it. It's weird. Like everyone said, it's you just got to keep going.
Man.
You just like at the end of the day, you can choose.
Do you have an artist every time, or sometimes you just talk?
It's mostly just an interview every week. Like
you've had 200 interviews?
Not 200. I think it's like 180 plus for sure.
Interviews?
Yeah.
Pretty good, man. That's pretty damn
Yeah.
cool.
So I've had some.
Who's the coolest person you interviewed so far? Like,
Well,
oh
you
shit.
were on my bucket list, but Cuban Link was on my bucket list to
Cuban Link?
interview. Master Ace, I interviewed.
Yeah.
Who was which I was like, I didn't think that would be possible that I would be able to interview Master Ace. Janira, Malik Yusuf was awesome to interview.
Cool. Yeah, it's Malik Yusuf for sure.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Well,
What Cuban was talking about Fat Joe?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was, but yeah, he did talk about Fat Joe. I interviewed him twice because my favorite rapper of all time is Big Pun. And so, and he's just, I just thought Capital Punishment was such an amazing project. And that's almost as close as I can get to it.
Yeah. He was there for the whole ride. He was there for the whole ride.
For the whole thing. But
Cuba.
Yeah.
It's my guy. Baloney smokers. Baloney smokers. That's what they call people. These fucking baloney smokers. Shout out to Cuban Lake, man. Shout out to my nigga Monkey. These are my people right there, man. Good guys right there.
And I only have one more question for you, man. It's the last question I always finish on, but it's the toughest question. If you had to recommend one album that everybody should listen to at least once to get an appreciation of, can be any genre of music, cannot be your own music, what would it be?
Any genre?
Any genre.
Damn. I would say probably What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
There you go. That wasn't difficult for you at all.
Yeah, What's Going On? Because you know what? He got good fun. It has everything. The music is good. You could dance, you could bounce to it, you could dance to it, you could groove to it, and there's a message in it. And damn, that's for one album. That's hard. Yeah, damn, bro. That's there's so many one album. Damn, you gotta give somebody more than one, bro.
Well, you can give us some
one
options.
Album, bro. Like,
well, one album because it's just
now
like,
I'm like, damn, one album. Yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Mike got one too, man. You know what album I love? Off the Wall album. Michael Jackson. Walls is. What do most people say when he in? They say some rap shit like Illmatic or something.
No, actually, surprisingly, not that many. I've had a lot of people have said Michael Jackson.
Rappers,
a lot of people said Michael Jackson, Thriller, Off the Wall. Like a lot of people. Lauryn Hill has come up.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill's another good one. That's Fuji's album is a good one too.
Yeah, and then I've had Biggie.
What was it? What would you pick?
Well, I've never answered that question on the show, so I might refrain. But for me, I'll tell you the hard ones.
How you gonna get us to do it? You know,
well, as the host, I make my own rules. That's the benefit of being on the show.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I always like that question because by the end of at some point, maybe I'll stop. You know, when I'm 60 or whatever, but I'll have all these people, all these musicians telling me their albums that I should listen to, and I'll have like a catalog of all these albums that everybody should be listening to at least once.
That's a good idea. I'm sure if you do listen to the ones that people pick as their number one album of all genres, you're gonna have a hell of a playlist at the end of the day. Your playlist gonna look crazy as hell.
It's gonna look wild.
Yeah. You're gonna look crazy. No skips. You're gonna have no skips in there.
Yeah, literally.
Some great albums, man, over the years, though. A lot of great albums, man. But yeah, another one is Anita Baker Rapture, too. That's a dope album, too. It's too many, so I'll stick with my.
There's no. What I like.
I'll stick with my Marvin Gaye. Yeah,
I like that question because there's no right answer and there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
And it's a moment in time. So it's like, this is your pick for that moment in time. It doesn't have to be your like.
The thing about that question is like, it could be 99.9 verse 99.8. You're like, damn, I'm on the fence with this one and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could sway either way. So you're like, fuck it, I gotta just choose one. all right, I'm sorry, you didn't make it. Like it's like choosing your best kid or some shit. Like, you gotta pick one. Like, no, I love all my kids. No, just
No,
one.
no.
You
Here
gotta
they
pick
are.
one.
Pick. Yeah.
Yeah, pick one of your kids. No. All right, brother.
Well, man, as I said,
Man,
I appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of it. Episode 200 with the one, the only Saigon.
Hip Hop My Way. Make sure y'all download the app, tap in, man. And oh yeah, I got an album coming out May 3rd too on Payday Records, man. Called the Jordan Era. Like I did an album that's like within 98, 84 to 98. That's what the years Jordan was like dominating the NBA. So I'm like, what the hip hop sound like from 84 to 98? So I went and got all these artists from that era and did a one album with it, like Grandmaster Caz, LL Scratch, who else is on it? Grand Poobah, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, like shit is phenomenal project. Sadat X, Pete Rock, like all on one album on Payday Records to come out May 3rd, the Jordan Era. Very, very, very good. If you like hip hop, or more like it's more like mature hip hop. It's not the young people. Even more mature than my era. It's like who I looked up to when I was a kid. So,
well, that'll be out now. So for those who are listening to this, that'll be out right now.
Oh yeah,
so go check it out.
Go check it out. The Jordan Era. Go fuck with that. Yes, sir.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through.
All right, man. Take care of yourself. Peace.